Yes, before we make a mistake. I can't believe that 2 days has passed so quickly. I wish the rest of you could stay for another 2 more days for us to interact and do more dancing. But this has been really amazing. So we have 2 awards to give out. But first of all, I would like us to thank all the presenters. I think you are all winners. Can we give all the presenters a big round of applause? Thank you. I know a lot of work goes into making this presentation and standing before an audience. So well done, well done, well done. But unfortunately, we have to select just one best thematic presenter, and then the best presenter for the Pekachuka. Pekachuka. I was trying to find a Ghanaian version of it, but I didn't. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me to give the first award to the best thematic session presenter. Can anyone guess?
Drum roll, drum roll.
In fact, her topic is very important now. I mean, as we discuss the issue of funding. When funding stops, what a South African case reveals about ethics. Brenda Odiro. Is she in the room? Brenda Odiro. Power, resilience in global health research. Congratulations, Brenda.
And the best glasses. Oh, you got to go over there.
Then we move on to the next one, the best presenter for the Pekachuka. My PI ship was a colony. Please join me to welcome Munira Rashid.
Congratulations, well done. You have to go over there to do the picture. Okay. So, should I hold around?
Yeah.
Then we say that.
You might want to say thank you. So we've got 2 things left. More drum rolls, please. One is, thank you. Still awake, still going. One is, well, they're both hugely important. One is the announcement of the topic for next year's GFBR. And the second is around the thank yous. And I'm actually going to start with the thank yous and then do the announcement of the next year's topic. I'll be fast because we're running out of time, but this is really important. I've been thinking about the power of partnerships and also the hard work that goes into collaboration or partnerships, and this is where the thank yous come in, I think. I'll start with the funders. You can think about the order in which I'm doing this, but it's random, so don't, maybe it's not actually. But firstly, without the funders, we would not be here at all. I mean, that's true. And they've been dedicated to this since we re-established it in 2014 at the Mexico International Association of Bioethics meeting. And it's getting harder and harder, as all of you know, to make a case for these types of meetings and these types of initiatives. So we really do appreciate this partnership, and it really is a good partnership. They allow us to move quite freely with the way that we choose the titles, with the way that we structure it. So a huge heartfelt thanks to them, and the people involved from the organizations themselves have been hugely influential and helpful in the way that we move this forward. So first South African MRC to the UK MRC, Rachel, who's here with us. Unfortunately, Mongezi from the South African MRC is not here. US National Institutes of Health, and I'd like to say a huge thank you. I think most of us in the room owe a huge thank you to Barbara Siner for her dedication, not only to the GFBR, but to bioethics. About which I think a lot of us wouldn't be in the room. And also huge thanks to Welcome, Carly, who works with Manish, is not here, but both have been very influential, as I said. So huge thanks there. We've heard from the planning and the steering committee, a huge thanks, because you don't know how much work until you become a member of the planning committee, goes into this supporting, mentoring, working through the system. So I really, really want to thank you. And a lot of people, even though when they first work out how much work it is, I think they think maybe we shouldn't have done it. By the end, most people ask if they can, a lot of people ask if they can participate again. So really for all your work and dedication. To our conference support team, so Susie, who's here, who's helped a lot of you, and behind the scenes, Ricky. But we've also, you've all noticed you've had trouble maybe from organised by a few different parties, so also colleagues at the South African MRC who helped with that, Amanda and Mandy, and Carla from UKZN, who's also organised travel, so big thanks to all those people. To the Global Media Alliance, our AV people, for all your support today. To our hosts, to the WHO Country Office, particularly Benjamin Nuerti, who's in the room today, all your support. Thank you. Another really lovely collaboration. And of course, to the University of Ghana, and in particular to Paulina and Caesar. Fantastic partnership. And as Sharon so eloquently put, to all of you, because this is a participatory, co-created model of a meeting, and it's about sharing and listening and learning and narratives and stories and a journey. And I hope it's also about a journey that you can come up with some tangible, concrete outputs that we can also tell the funders and the wider world about, because that's important. But a huge thanks, because without your active participation, it just wouldn't be the meeting that it is. And then, as I said, you can see that I'm probably selecting my order. It doesn't go unnoticed to all of us that it's been a challenging year in global health, and it's been a challenging year for WHO. It's been harder than ever to organise this meeting. We've had to reimagine the way that we've worked. We've probably had to develop a degree of resilience that we didn't have. So I want to thank Hannah Kadani, who works with me in the office. But the biggest thank you, I think, does need to go to Adrian. She is incredibly dedicated, beyond and above the call. And I think Paul mentioned in the Petra Kucha, she's been on all the Petra Kucha calls, all the calls with the theme session with the chair. She's read every single application without using ChatGPT, and then maybe using ChatGPT to check who's written theirs with ChatGPT. So a huge round of applause. I mean, it would not exist. You would not be here without her. So thank you, Adrian. I really want to thank you for that. Okay. I really hope I haven't missed anyone. And thank you all for the dancing last night as well. I can't forget that. Okay, right. Drum roll. This is it. This is the last announcement. Okay. Next theme is on the ethics of using real-time and multimodal data in health research. Do I need to give you a tiny bit of explanation? Okay, I heard a yes. So it's really about our focus on the way that we're changing research practice and data collection. So we're using a lot more devices, software, wearables, There's growing uptake across the globe of electronic health records. We're using all the large-scale longitudinal cohort study data. And with that, we're using this more than ever across multiple health-related indicators and determinants. Throw our AI advances in there, because they're shaping the way that we integrate and we analyze the data. So this topic's really going to be anchored around the nature of that data, data collection, data sharing, and how it's leading to change in research practice and research approaches, and really what are the ethical issues raised by that. That's it. You'll have to wait for the rest of it. I know one thing that I didn't do that I really would actually like to do, and that is, because I don't think I have thanked them, the background paper, for which always are excellently well written, and this year's is no exception. And I just want to specifically thank Marlon and Chelsea, both who've heard for their work on that. So thank you. And what reminded me of that was writing the next background paper for this one, when you will hear more about it. Other than that, it just a huge thanks. Safe travels wherever you are returning to, and we hope to meet you again in person soon. So thank you, everyone. Thanks. We're not announcing the venue yet. That is being finalized, but we'll announce that shortly. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Paulina? Done.
So since culturally you don't beat your own drums, I'm sure there's one thank you that was left out. And please join me to thank Catherine for the great work. Catherine and I have had more than 2 decades of partnerships, and so I'm really grateful for the good work.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so thank you all very much, and we hope to see you again next year, not in Accra, but we hope anytime you come to Accra, please come visit us at the University of Ghana. And safe travels, everyone.